Yo, yasabe biem. In ya Shatawale, say downstar. Yes, yeah, yes, mortgages, and then yeah, be home ejuma. Yo, minia, akwaba. You too, huh? Boy.
Medasi.
Yo, I send ye, yeah, no, and that topic, no, and yet, be a witch be asa, and the topic, what to do if you are struggling to pay your mortgage, and then you become one. Na, yeshimwa, mortgage, and the DBC no. Sɛ wo start no one start ne yɛ a wobɛtumi na woti so a ɛma no yɛ den sɛ wobɛtumi asa aba biom nyɛ sɛ wontumi ma wobɛtumi aba ɛyɛ na sometimes the struggle involved ne ade no ɛma ahokyerɛ no yɛ too much ɛti ɛnɛ topic wei topic bi yɛ very delicate paa topic a ɛm sɛ ɔsi yɛhwɛ no yie because sometimes ne ane wɔ situation bi when it comes to saa ɛyi na asɛ yɛtim wotumi saa asa ade na ɛba so asɛ wompɛ sɛ wobɛgye atom bi saa wawotumi sɛ ade na ɛba wohwɛ scene a mekae me brother bi a mene ne kasaeɛ na ɔka sɛ ɔno ɔtumi sɛ stage na waduru no ɛwɔ sɛ ɔtumi tɔn ne fie no bi sɛ abɔ ɔdwen deɛ ne neighbor bɛka deɛ na ne neighbor bɛka na sɛ bɛma kɔm nya ne o kɔmade wa ɛnyɛ hɔ koraa da ka wadwen wɔ nti ɛnɛ topic no yɛ biribi a ɛho hia paa na sometimes ade no yɛ na ɛbɛn paa ba yɛhu sɛ ɛbɛn wode didi agorɔ a waso bɛyɛ sisisi a ɛti yɛhwɛ biribi kakra ma megya na menim sɛ wodeɛ yɛne wa na ɛwɔ ha deɛ ba yɛ introduction kakra na afei no yɛmfa mfiri ha na yɛmfa nkɔ
Medasi nana anwummere nso maadwo ne yɛtiefoɔ yɛn nuamaa ne mmarima sɛ mmerɛ nyinaa no adwoada bia no mo ɛyɛ so tie no motie yɛn nua nana ne High Life Radio but sɛ anwummere nso medam ase sɛdeɛ nimedin de Alex Adomako Champon a real estate agent Maryland in both Maryland and Virginia. Any limitation as to where I practice in any of the state. Baby, I'll be from here. I will show up. Currently, in the office, local office in Gainesville, but we have other offices so across DMV area. Madam Asi, and you may say, Mama Hokwain say, Yemra, near my kitchen come.
Yo, atiefo yɛnua na yɛtɛ ne nka no introduction kakra wa yɛama yɛn no yɛhwɛ biribi wɔ ha thank you yɛhwɛ biribi kakra wɔ ha te sɛ deɛ meka no wohwɛ mu a yɛana asɛ ahomete kakra because wode nneɛma toto sɛneɛ wohwɛ because sometimes experience koraa no wohwɛ wo nneɛma mu a wotumi sɛ asɛ ade no abɛn wo the way asi abɛn wo no wotumi sɛ wɔ sɛ wotumi yɛ ho biribi kakra ɛso no na yɛtemu saa ɛtumi nua first thing yɛka sɛ obi struggle so ɔtua ne payment koraa no a na ɛne sɛn
Nana Medasi yɛka sɛ obi struggle so ɔbɛtua ne payment a na kyerɛ sɛ akɔdu mpɛmpɛnso a nipa no ebia ne ho hiahia no sɛ ne bosome mortgage payment no ɔntumi ɛnyɛ den keep up with it right sɛ mortgages na as wɔn a yɛnua no ɛwɔ fie dada anaasɛ yɛnua mo nso a ɛtie anaasɛ wɔn bɛtie a wɔn bɛtɔ fie a yɛnim sɛ if kuromia no ɔrenti fie a your mortgage is due on 1st of every month right but in the rental industry now they give you 5 days grace period after that in a way a depending on the terms of the loan you can pay anywhere from 5 to 10% of late payment right. And so in mortgages is different. They give you more room. But for the purpose of they give you 15 days grace period. Said the September 1st is due. But you have up to September 15th, 2 weeks. And after that 2 weeks, as a way into year, and I just say, I might hit it with 5% late payment. And this is will be watching now. That means that one time the man no. Fifth na the initial winner went to me into grace period and so 2 weeks bank and the amount say at least on fan and some between 2 weeks went to me into. So I just say went to me into 2 weeks now just on watch right. sometimes you can be home so actually not necessarily say APR mortgage no, but they are also struggling even to keep up with the just utilities of the home. Into obi ho actually Santa obi betumi atua no mortgage all right, but the utility bills kran so a na ehho ayasem. Into at that point na just say ho actually it can also be also say ebi kran because of that you know we did the kran so na akwai say we did mu so ayedin and no say ho actually as it goes on and on and on and off. But the basically say 15th no apa ho grace period na apa ho na wontumi ntua na just say o dwen ho and as I say
all angle no baby no ama the associate ba wo side ni baby
sir.
Me illustration kakra bi wa yenhwe ade because sometimes no ebia obi won my car on tiasi bi because sometimes they're very close. Me illustration kakra bi wa ha me so obeti ase ba ma me ncheche mu ncha manfo yenfa say Tom and Kate and now the yenfa say Kofi Niama na almost 20 years almost 30s, 38 years old. Na omanya 4-bedroom bi omato omotoye no you say na edin so bi benya 250 that to buy for just illustration. Be 10 years ago 3% almost 3% at put down almost 30-year mortgage with a 6.5 interest. It with the taxes and insurance no obetime to be 1850 a month. The almost be fee be 6,000. At that point na feel no more bra o very nice and can you bad. It yen there for the next year say maybe at the next step no year I feel like for mobile bra all of a sudden na say a year bam who say was it me improve your education say isi ketimi kosro kakra now yetimi ebia say na ebia ya yen ebia bema wo start na fe na ka wi na ebia o maso bema start school no kodi loan kakra odi ko wi o ye na fe wo school no ti say o wi or the 250 I become monthly payment all of a sudden life happens and I will say nkwara ne saa niema no so abam ebe mu no yɛmfa say ama maame sɛ wode obetumi aboa na ama yɛhwɛ nkwara no enti no yɛhwɛ nkwara no all right enti hɔ no enye issue still ama yɛ adwuma Kofi so yɛ adwuma na all of a sudden na afei so no nkwara bam mienu bi abam enti yɛwɔ sɛ yɛkɔpɛ van right yɛkɔpɛ van no at least etua bɛyɛ 450 na afei enche na afei ama maame so anya issues kakra just as wontimi hwɛ nkwara no bio nti also all of a sudden both afei no we've been hit with maybe in the end they say daycare on average kra no about 1,500 but the infant say about 1,000. Let's afei change your financial situation no kra all of a sudden obi anaka ebetimi atwetwa na the time make say sometimes you're very close by you and yes start brano the way na ye niema sitie no ni niema bebree but all of a sudden after you drew middle na afei this saa niema yi na si afei yesika yetime improve no no kosoro kakra ba bia nhyɛ na enye match na all of a sudden no afei na ko bia ka yetime yesika to no afei kra no yetime twa mortgage. In this situation minua ede na ebe this is the situation you and yet ye pen no by life it happens at this point I critical it is said you can the grace period intimi ntua because you see it kasi tua sad na enkora wo ho ekwa be faso enkora nkra be didi no ebe asem situation we dey na ebe minua.
I mean Medasi, I think the things in this ni nyina so no what is going to happen is to say apart from say ye can't say onipa no baby waba be doing pempeso a na say wontumi ntua ne saa anwoma na also no you also have to look through so to say okay yeah woka say nipa no kwa akoto na you also have to
memo wakasa etino by hanging there say o person wakasa me boy o question bi yo yenko so hanging there, obekasa, bro yenkoso.
So I think it's most of the time, no say, ekobase enipa no wakodu mpempenso a eche say ebia wo expenditure ekosoro a na say untumi ntua de a there are so many ways, that you can go about some of these things, right? Which is anything stem from one ebia say a temporary relief now, maybe you can talk to lender, right? Now your lender no can maybe give you a break, maybe 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, like kind
Say
of
no, your term, yeah, different, your friend is saying
forbearance.
forbearance.
And then
If I'm right, where you're right. Say right.
yes, and then your forbearance,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And another hardship. There's so many ways, so many ways, right? And you know, so contact your lender, no. Now, and in that situation, now your lender no will be able to give you how do you call it, a break,
And this
right?
one forbearance, yes.
Into either, I mean, intermediate ways, right? Sometimes we say, hardship. They put in hardship. Sometimes they put in forbearance. They all have the same meaning. I don't know. The goal is you want a relief, right?
We want a
So
relief at that
so
point.
so whether they call it forbearance or hardship, you have an aim. And to offer most banks, yes, they want to work with you until they will give you a room. Most of the time, no, it's going to start with 3 months, right? 3 months, most of the time, no documentation. And then sometimes they can extend it to 6 months. Depending on the lender, there can be a documentation after the 3 months or no documentation. So always when you're in that situation, don't throw in the towel. Nipa bebre no, one of the mistakes that they do is they sit around or no on free bank no, na ote one mo on can hwinjiro then before realize na yes sell credit. And one of the things that are important also offer the bank no, soon as you know no, is one you want to protect your credit, right? Into from that 3 months no, report it. They are not going to report late. They are not going to report anything. They stop reporting for the 3 months or 6 months. After that period of time now, and you say be a one man, obu a wolusu na dwuma, obu nso a in this scenario apinti a wolusu na dwuma, name na expenditure na akoso. Into what happened? At that period of time no, sa sika na enkoso do kotua mortgage no, uni no. You make sure say you discipline yourself and you're able to consider that money no and put in the savings. That means uni ukoto dan initial no beginning no ebia na woni emergency funds ebia 3 months 6 months. And at least our time 3 months 4 months now waje forbearance and also hardship no should help you to at least build some kind of emergency funds. And to say would be able to save that period now. Now if any time no so na shall say now no at least because of car payment any check at the 18 to 8 no at least all of a sudden you're going to realize that at least ubenye sika na what media the supplement going forward until maybe either you look at your budget and cut back, or if you have to pick up a part-time or a better job that is going to make you be able to afford your mortgage and then your bills. And so the number one thing I want everybody who is a homeowner and I said in the future when you become a homeowner, once you realize that you can pay out, always call them. The bank is
Contact
not,
first.
yes, the bank is not in a business of owning properties. No. Bank no omunye interest so obejiji grofo fee no or they are my agents or monton enye na dwuma no. They are there as a financial institution. Sika no wabo obesia. All they care is betua bosome. No onya ne mfaso. Enti possessing your home is the last resort any bank want to take. And it's now almost send you notice near a even to the extent say do court to say okay, judge, and trying to intervene for them. Into the last thing the bank want to do is to take you home. And I just want to throw it out there. Say, if there's somebody who is struggling, or if we become a homeowner, and there's things that is unpredictable in life, that comes in your way, please reach out to the bank. The bank will be willing to work with you from there. So that is the number one step. And only the initial one. And so I want to end here, and then as we go now, in terms of the permanent solution, we can tackle it from here.
Yes. Yo, it's if some year, the first thing they say, that attitude of many will be ankasa. Utima se utim. Well, you say niama nkoyi untimi ntua. You know, wa also unfre onye hwe na atimusa na watwen na afei afei du ba bibia afei de just a foreclosure kra na edba. The first thing they say, you be contact your bank no. Na you bisa options e wo ho. To say the enu akan no, banks na nyoma adwuma se wo ba be fa wo dan na o de akoma lender na obi o de akoma obi aton. It's in always some try some solutions. I will be to me aboa ama watimi atua. Yo me nya hwe. And I say the same thing na all can no. Na say you to dan near emergency fund. And also it me wama maybe say it me easy kakra. Ana
Oh, definitely. Emergency fund in there, it's very, very important, right? It's very important. Say, you know, if you become a homeowner, at least I know say in your home, but when you try as much as possible to build at least 2 months, right, of your mortgage sitting somewhere. I need you to say, oh, say any waste keep here and say we have no. And emergency funds in there is very, very important. You can have your emergency fund in other form of investment, short-term investment, either 3 months CD, 6 months CD, whatever you can do. And so the emergency funds in there is very, very, very important. Say you build the emergency fund.
okay. Yo, say sene esi kono. Me am say opesa obisa question, I'll betting there to chat them. Wait the to chat ma metimi aye. Wa so betimi afre numbers na ho ni na say me the link no so ato your friends saying comment section no. The link ato musisi a click link no so betimi abro apesa obisa question na betimi abisa. Ama me the ato and so betimi afre bisa. Let me see. Yes. At one. Yo, nti yenhwa de. This is the situation. Kusi. Oh, sister, question be my na. Question be ba inia.
Patrol de na me ba besia.
Patrol. I'm say. Your friends, your co so Gabriel. Gabriel, question be I'll go ahead. Mute, Gabriel.
I'm say after my basso now. You're linking from
okay, yo.
Me take a crash.
Yo, okay.
Yes.
Yo, yeah. Nana, question be Nana yao. What's our question be Nana?
I want to make a that's.
Aye.
Oh, my question is 3 months no so. What do you do? If I say economy now confirm 6 months, unemployment that cost will be on no. So 3 months no so bank no then on make catch go. If you are now a juma cry and you a juma smile like some worst case scenario, what happens?
Yo, yeah. So what's your question?
That's a very good question. And it is over here. And I make say first 3 months is the initial one, right? And so apart from the first 3 months now, you also have an extra, you can call them again, right? And so most of them now they start you with 3 months. Because 3 months now they assume it's a ABR, which man I say and also income come until you're going to bounce back, right? In the 3 months, no sooner still no say one and you man I say, but in a scenario and now open to you say in that case now and you man I say budget now cost. And then you can call them and then they can extend it. And it's almost extending we no say still no. So one ABS said man and I said boy we but you kind of realize that look, even if my save emergency funds, but with my current situation, also so I'm picking new job. And the only option is that this payment, in order for me to maintain my home, then I need to have something lower payment. Let's assume, say, like case studies here, you can 1850. But you also realize that with the minivan 450 how. Into that means that if you're able to shave off 450 from your mortgage and pay 1400, that will be the ideal situation for you. And at that point in the day, then you tell the bank and they say, well, you want loan modification, right? Into loan modification, at that time, not there, then they're going to require document. Then they will ask you, say, okay, loan modification, where do you think say you are comfortable in terms of monthly payment? They will ask you. You can throw in a number, but they are not just going to go by what you are telling them. They say, okay, for household income, into your individual, then you have to submit your paychecks, and sometimes even they want to see your W2s. Now what they call. Say, your family, so the same thing. Your family, then you can get away with it, depending on what the family know you are going through. And I say, hey, still, scour other party, but you then you are lucky. You say send whoever is on the loan only. But say your family is not also there, then they would like to see it. In the most okay, more per 1400. Well, income not so buy and based on more credit report. And they will send you a worksheet. And the worksheet, you are going to fill all your income, especially the one on the credit report. And if there's other ones, the one that they can admit it outside your credit reporter, they can come back and say, well, we also per 14, but we feel like based on your income and everything, we think we can do 1600. So you are going to save 250. And no is the last resort, which is the modification and idea. When the bank take you through and then they accept it, then that become your new payment going forward. And also, so sometime now, and yet permanent. If I say permanent, sometimes modification, they can do it 4 years, or even up to 10 years. It is a amount modified, and I'm going to say, okay, I'm modifying for 1650, and now let's say 1500 for the next 5 years. Yes, including the next 5 years, that's how much you're going to pay. However, whatever difference that is on pay, let's say 1500, that means that in every month, you are rolling $350 into the outstanding loan. And to remember, I said they won't do anything, they are rolling it back into the loan. And just will find it free. Into loan, there are two ways they go about it. Every month, they are rolling 350. It's not like Ube who say they are, but it's on the books. Into 5 years, no, now say A, 1 or 2, and I say 2 who refinance. Well, before I realized, no, because say, hey, in addition to the standing loan, also idea can say, because this is amount of money breaking the demand, into also would you. And also say, Ebu also they just take portion of the loan. So in this case, yeah, your case study is now the purchase price was 225, right? And let's say Bian and Nipano Ekoto, if you know what the 25,000 net was here. Into at the time of the crisis, Munaka 180. Into 180, or mobile on the fine amount. By then, one more open lower payment into one more $50,000 Ekoton chain. And no new payment based upon the 130. And in this scenario now, 15 years the honor air train. It is a what name one more modify 10 years, not 10 years no so. Now so tone and I say, oh, at that time no seek some IE into AB grandpa interest rate looks better than the old one into all refinance. All of a sudden, whatever is left with your loan balance, no, 150,000 ever count. Now all refinance, what refinance account. In the long term, short term best scenario, is the next level. Is after the 3-6 months duration, is to do loan modification that gives you 5 years, 10 years, like I just explained.
Okay.
But
follow up. Okay.
Yeah,
go ahead.
We'll follow up. At what point now, I almost say a call foreclosure, like for Subia Bemo, the Mawana, say like Wunya, like what point no would do on almost say I feel they are Jeff in some year cotton.
Good. So on the foreclosure now, that is what I said. After I said, why exhausted all this avenue, right? well, mama 3-6 months went to me and keep it up. Modification, no. Now I'll be able to work on modification, no. Modification, no, so modification. Normally, what they do is and also there's a try in it. Normally, no. So, almost okay, modify man, let's say for 1,500. They have a try period. They say, okay, the next 3 months, from September, October, November to 1,500, they are when you late. And to say, who follow some modification period, no, now 1 year later, and then as 5 years or 10 years, a kicking in. But say, omuno that 3 months, 6 months, no, not modifications. Your man just went to media at that point, no, then they don't have a choice. They have to foreclose the home. And then some banks, they will send you a certified mail, judge, I authorize them, say, they are evicting you from the home. Or they will send you a letter from the court that you meet the lender in court to go say the judge says, hey, bank is or different. Do you understand? Say. At that point, the judge, through his or her intervention, depending on the situation, was mama will be 2 months, 3 months. So if you have a unique situation to plead, that you plead with the court, and then the court can grant it or can deny it. And so foreclosure, not just it has come to a point one ABA one why gno when few because 3 months is pre-foreclosure. 6 months you are in full foreclosure. In the first 3 months is pre-foreclosure. And since I'm no say who call Zillow and now who go a zip code be foreclosure homes you see a lot of home popping up on foreclosure list. From me, Alex, there's a foreclosure home. You say, no, this is not a foreclosure home. Because anytime we get behind 3 months, automatically the system puts you in some sort of default. And you say your home address pop up on the internet, say pre-foreclosure. This will be Google foreclosure, so it's going to show. But not necessarily say the home is fully foreclosure. It has to be 6 months. Then the most lenders know at that point in the they initiate full foreclosure. But 3 months is normally pre-foreclosure.
You and say kakra miss can say who said any can be one or no on get in touch with your friend is saying the lender no or no won't mean to not was on your fee. When what was on your fee, when your monkasa, when your moon yes, and dear almost no almost mean to house. Hey, yes, Anna, Obu ma, and to be a crana sending in your can. That process no could be the Wuhan say the yadrin. Because one go through Sanya Manina. Yo, and you have a tip for let me say some food a rem or be intimate rem be able to do what your friends and where you have to comment session also and see bit me and somehow and I say come and be a person ma obitimi at the ato and somehow I mean for Quenya is na me ma union ma almost so abasu kakra yemo mo George James your friends and Nana I know Kasasi Gabriel Akusia Olivia and Tony G Muna Edamasese ma joining friends say fear ebo so ho Esther so ho me nyaba Esther ho Edwin and Kwame Bruce and John Edamuna sis ma joining